Yes, you do see an old Bodine motor, and I love it. I love these older motors because they're so heavy and so pudgy.
I'm sorry, I was going to call it the finishing shop, but you know, one of the viewers who's now pinned to the top of the page for last week's video decided to call it the grinding hut.
Honestly, like I told you, I was only replacing the bearings only because I was replacing that the power cord. But you know what? Now that I removed one, I'm really glad I'm doing this bearing replacement.
So, you know, it didn't look as bad as mine did when I started.
Uh-oh, I can hear some competition coming.
Yeah. Well, no, Ray's a good guy. You know what it is. Hello and welcome back. This is Shop Adventures 25. I'm Lance.
And I'm Patrick.
Yep, and this is who we are. Okay, let's get into this. We got some viewer mail, of course. Second time ever, actually, in our short little 6-month history.
Right.
Coming up on 6 months. Patrick, we got a couple of envelopes with some beautiful fellow YouTuber creator stickers. We just love these. Want me to start?
Sure.
I got one, you get one.
Go first.
This one's from Joe at Sierra Specialty Auto. And you know, his channel's neat. I like the guy. I pouted and got stickers of what happened. No. He's up in the mountains here in Northern California. It's just beautiful pictures he includes when he's doing his videos. So he's got all these different kinds of stickers. They're kind of neat. There you go. There they are, kind of. And I'll put a link below to him. He's really nice. And we'll put a link to this one, too.
Okay.
That's Doug.
And who's Doug with?
Well, he's in Ohio.
Oh, Metalworks Machine Shop.
Yeah, turn that one around to the pretty camera there.
Oh, and we got 3.
Yeah, we got a lot of... We're going to have to come up with a special place, huh?
I think we gotta have like a sticker board, like maybe on the wall.
Somewhere, somehow. I gotta come up with... We gotta think everything out around here and go through a committee process. Okay, that's really nice. Thank you. We love our stickers. Please keep them coming. And yes, we will have a sticker out in March, I believe it will be, right?
Yeah, that's our goal.
Yeah, pretty much. That's our 6-month mark, by the way. That's a right to plan.
And not just one sticker. That'll be a little surprise.
Yeah, something's going on there. Expect something special. Okay, guys.
Uh-oh.
Well, you know, I had ordered some greatness from Mr. Great, Randy Dandy.
Well, before he starts, you know, Randy, you're okay in my book.
No. It was all fine until I put my glasses on. In fact, I loved it. The dovetail cutter coming, pretty little 3D printed box and its little fancy tag. Oh, it's all really nice. How mutually kind.
Oh, yeah, it was in the little cute little box. I like that.
And there was this stainless steel scribe. See? And it looks good. It's really pretty.
Oh, it is nice.
R&R in the shop. Pretty. Oh, serial number 19005 USA. Love all that. Active Atom. Haha, I love it, right? Well, you won't see it, but we'll put a picture up at the end of this video. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Patrick.
I think that's great.
You don't see anything wrong with it. Let's just change that around and say it said Lance. Let me tell you about the conversation that would take place around here.
But it says Patrick. Thanks, Randy.
It's a beautiful scribe, Randy. Makes beautiful machine parts.
Oh, it is really nice.
We have the brass one.
Yes, we do.
We've had it for like almost 3 years.
For a while, yeah.
We had the big dovetail cutter. Now we got a little baby one, little box, and this cute little stainless steel. It's just adorable. And of course, they're going in the safe. These aren't for use. There you go.
I'm going to use it. Has my name on it.
A massive, giant shout out to the teacher of the internet, the machine shop teacher. Oh. Our dear
Mr. Pete.
Mr. Pete. Mr. Pete 222. We like Lyle. Thanks, Lyle. Okay. Right? Because we got...
Yeah, you were saying that's probably his room number, huh?
Well, that's what we guessed. I didn't ask him.
Yeah, what is 222?
Yeah, we know the whole history of him.
Anybody know? Okay.
And don't know. So we're really thankful for your sharing us with your viewing audience. That's a big deal to us. You and Randy have done that to us a lot. And so some other people we're not forgetting anybody here or anything, but
yeah, we really appreciate it. I mean,
we love this community, and the viewers are just unbelievably intelligent. I have to say that about the viewers we get from these guys and from viewers that have found us on their own. They just write some really, really neat comments. I'm not displeased.
Oh, really surprised us a lot about the details.
Yeah, we got some great people that follow this channel, and I feel a little intimidated at times. They're pretty smart, so we appreciate you all. Just so you know that. We do. Our topics for the week, let me just get into those real quick before we open these boxes. And the reason I'm doing this is this is the second time we've ever gotten boxes. So I'm going to open these live. They're not opened yet. They're sitting here. We don't do any of that fakery stuff. This is what came in. They came in this week.
It's so hard to not open them.
Oh boy, Patrick knows about something that he's heard in one of them, and that's the end of that. Okay, our topics for the week are pretty good. I share that I went on a splurging shopping spree for me for once instead of that Patrick. Patrick Jack. I was trying to make amends with wood is all I'm going to say in this video. You'll learn about it. I did overspend, but that's okay. Okay. I also share what it must feel like to be a woman sometimes, and a diamond is forever, because I got this itty-bitty little box in the mail, and it was as small as a diamond. It literally cost as much as a diamond, and it was 3 or 4 things in the box. So I'll share that with you.
Yeah.
That was a tough accounting moment for me. Patrick, yeah. Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you. What did Patrick do this week?
Oh, God.
No, don't blow it. You sure. We got a video. We're going to do some stuff. Take the bright side first and come out with the bad part.
Okay. Continuing from last week, I told you my goal was to get the older model Levin Lathe setup fully operational.
Because its headstock and spindle's perfect, right?
Yeah, the headstock's perfect.
We'd already done it.
So we can get it fully operational. And our goal for this video was to show it to you full operation and doing some test cuts. But part of that process was last week I shared with you that I had to rebuild the motor because the power cord for the motor was too short. So that required the disassembly of part of the motor. I decided, well, if I'm going to disassemble part of the motor, our thought is, well, if you're going to disassemble something, do maintenance. So I figured, well, we're just going to disassemble the entire motor, replace the bearings. So I did all that. That went smoothly, and
I'll leave it at that. And then
I'll leave it at that. And I goofed. I made a goof.
Yeah, but before he did, I actually took on a challenge from someone that had done some chrome work on. So one of a fellow YouTube producers in Northern California.
I gave you a couple of the motor parts.
You did, and I did something that is pretty funny. Well, I thought it was. Anyway, then Patrick comes back with the bad news, and that's fine. This is filmed in real time. Yeah. Some weeks are good, and that just means we have to take what we were supposed to give you this week. I was going to show you amusement park. Remember, amusement park was the Levin all running. That's my amusement park with all these stuff going on. You got to run one of these to believe it.
We'll show what I've done so far. I'll show the disassembly of the motor. Yeah. Removing the bearings, and then you'll see why I had stopped. But we'll continue. I have to just order another part, and then we're gonna continue and show it this following week.
I like that. I like that a lot. By the way, when I talked about Mr. Pete, I meant to mention, and I forgot to, that I think Mr. Pete had a micro moment. We'll leave it at that. His newest video is out this week, right? I think it was out today.
Yeah, just today.
Yeah, just this morning. Today is Sunday.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Sunday.
Right, just so you know, today's Sunday. This Sunday right here, if you watch this Monday, he put out a great video, and he had a mini moment.
Yeah.
Liking it. Okay, now that we've done all that, so now if we make any mistakes, we can actually fix this. Okay, we're going to open up these viewer mails. It's going to take us a minute. We're not trained in this. This is not something we get or expect or ever even thought we would ever get. To be honest with you, like I said earlier, our viewers are really neat people, and we're here for you. We're just sharing. We're actually doing this for the future, but we're sharing it with who's available now. But it's really for the future young generations to see what these crazy guys did.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we get these 2 boxes in. The first viewer mail we had ever gotten was from a guy named Roy in Arizona and his friend Peter, and it was a Bodine motor, and we shared that on this channel.
Yeah, it was a really old one.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, we love it.
You'll eventually get a restore. It runs. We just have to get to it sometime when we're going to do a little motor skid or something, because we do a lot of motor work here. Okay, and spindle work. That's what we do a lot of. Okay, so Patrick, why don't we open one box? Which one? Who's this from? And when you're opening it, why don't I go ahead and describe who they are and what they've done for us?
Sure. Okay, let's open the first package that arrived, which are
should be drill bits.
Yes.
From our buddy Reed Eckner, right? He's up in Washington State. He used to live in California, he tells me. And how we know him, I didn't even know him. He contacted us, actually. He watches Fireball. Jason and his brother. Jason's brother films. Jason does these videos. He makes these welding corners and squares up. They're really neat. And he makes some neat, nifty stuff. He just finished a really awesome 7-inch wide belt grinder using some go-kart motor wheels, so they're pretty neat. He's good friends, Reed is, good friends with Jason and his brother over at Fireball. So he knew about us, and I knew his video because he has a workshop. He has a metal shop and a wood shop. And I'm talking about, you think we have a lot of tools and stuff around here? You've got another thing coming. Reed has an unbelievable amount of drawers and cabinets, and in those drawers and cabinets was just the most immaculately laid out detail of all of these beautiful tools and beautiful parts and pieces to make stuff with. He's even got he even did his own water heating system or something for his shop. It's just unbelievable.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all this copper tubing going everywhere. I didn't pay much attention to that because I was too busy looking in the drawers when I saw something from Suburban Tool that he didn't share. I demanded to know, but I never did get an answer, but it's okay, Reed. Thank you. We're going to open it now. What you're going to do is we're going to have photos of these 2 boxes, contents, at the end of this video, so you don't have to sit through all this. We're just going to open it, just kind of share what we got a little bit. I know what he said he sent here, and boy, he sent a lot of it.
Oh,
I just thought he was going to send me a little packet of drills. Some 1mm or something. And he said if I could use them. If not, pass them on to someone who could. I can tell you right now, looking at these right here, we'll be using them. And
we're familiar with these, like these little capsules. Oh yeah, these have got to be really small.
Oh wow. And I know anybody understands it, and I've said it a couple of times on this channel, say it just one more time. These, just because these drills are micro, mini, small, or taps or anything like that are so small, doesn't mean they're any cheaper. Actually, they can cost as much as a 3/4 inch 4-flute high-speed still-in mill, without a doubt, right, Pat?
Right.
I mean, just like that, and I'm talking about a U.S.-made one. So it's not some import, right? We know. I'd rather be buying, like my old aerospace days, I'd rather be buying some 4-flute, 2-flute, 2-inch diameter, 1-inch shank cutters.
Oh, these look like the little spade drills.
Well, look what you done now, Reed.
Oh, and look, they're from W&B Plymouth, Michigan. And this is actually a 0.32mm. Wow, and that's all we use here is a metric.
Oh, yeah.
So this is great.
Oh, he did mention metric. Look at how many there are.
Yeah, there's tons. You know what?
I would ask him what he's doing with so many of them, but I've already seen the tour of his shop. You haven't seen it. It's on Jason's channel. Go over to Fireball and watch the shop tours that he let Jason and his brother in to film. It's a wonderful story. Look at this.
But look at this. I mean, I'll take better photos.
We're going to lay it out and take a nice photo.
A whole bag full of these little drills. Wow, and then here's a bag full of these. They're Hercules. Whiteman and Barnes, high-speed, straight shank.
Plymouth, Michigan.
Oh yeah, Plymouth, Michigan. Wow, there's a lot of drills.
Oh, this is nice.
I just want to open one real quick. Okay, the little capsules.
Holy moly, there's another capsule. How many, what's in, is there one in there?
Oh no, that's, I'll show you. Okay, there's like a 0.24mm.
No, we buy these.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, look, there's a whole bunch. God, there's a lot here then.
Okay, yeah, you gotta look really careful. Look how many are in there. See, there's a little piece of foam.
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, they're stuck down in the foam.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we get them.
Yeah, we've...
Well, thank you so much, Reed.
Oh, wow, God, these are so valuable. We use a lot of these little tiny drills. Wow, this is really nice. I mean...
Thank you for helping us. We'll be putting them to work making our products soon.
Oh, we'll definitely show these being used.
Oh, yeah, please. Thank you.
Definitely. Oh, no, that's great. No, we really appreciate it.
Again, stay tuned to the end. See some nice photos of these details. If you guys are interested, they'll be there at the end before I do my my goodbyes. At the end there. Okay,
just,
Patrick.
these are just some larger ones. It looks like.
Oh, they're long though. They're aircraft.
Yeah,
they're
really
aircraft
long.
length.
That's really nice. Yeah.
Wow.
So we'll show. Oh yeah, look at that. They're actually different. They're actually look like they aren't drills. They're little burrs.
Oh, he mentioned burrs, and I didn't know what he meant.
He did, right?
That's what these are.
Oh, these are little miniature burrs. Wow.
Oh yeah, they'll go to work. Oh yeah, you're talking to me now. Put a micro finish on that. Okay, moving along here.
Wow.
This second box, it's ironically both boxes came the same day, same week actually. We never
Or a day later, I think.
was one day apart.
Yeah.
But same filming week, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Same week.
Well, this is from a fellow YouTuber, a channel producer. He lives in northern San Diego County. His name's Dave M. That's his channel, right?
Dave M. Yeah.
It is. He does machine videos at home. We've been watching him since he's been complaining about the aircraft taking off at Miramar Air Station. There's a military base there, right? Remember? That's
right.
Basically since he started. So we know you well. We appreciate you a lot. Let's see what we got. And this has something he claims that Levin made that Patrick does not have, and that is saying something.
Yeah, and that's got my curiosity. Yeah.
He couldn't wait till today.
You know, this is packed.
Yeah, so there's going to be a big photo shoot.
Okay, I think I have to stand up.
Okay.
Okay, I think. Okay, these appear to be watch parts. I'll just go real quick. I'll take photos, you know, so I'll go through this really quick.
And again, today's opening is a little longer because we're just not familiar with getting packages, so we know to put pictures at the end to try to reduce the time.
Okay, well, these appear to be crystals.
Great.
Okay.
Great.
400-day clock repair, huh? Okay, well, those look like clock parts.
Well, we'll learn.
Okay, these are.
I know these
cleaning
screens.
trays.
Yeah.
Okay, we've recognized these. We used to have a cleaning machine that used these.
Did we get rid of her?
We did, but we still kept some of the cleaning trays.
That's why we see them around. Okay.
Yeah, I got some.
So we can use them in the sink, huh? Our chemical sink.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, that's I would have to say that's a crystal press.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and here's some dies. Okay.
Crystal press. Okay.
This is for inserting tension crystals.
Ooh.
Guys, there's a lot in here, so I'll try to go really quick. Well, these appear to be more mainsprings.
Oh, mainsprings are a good thing.
Okay.
Can be good.
For pocket watches, perhaps.
Would be.
Yeah.
This is Dave's dad, right?
Yeah.
Dave's dad had 50 clocks when he passed.
Yeah, 50 clocks. He was really into clocks, but he had a lot of the watchmaker tools as well.
I think Dave said it made him go cuckoo. Dave went cuckoo listening to all the clocks or something. I'm just kidding you, Dave. Thanks. This is really looking neat.
Oh,
this was a huge surprise, and I didn't know he watches our channel. I knew we watch him.
Oh yeah, this is really nice. This is for truing balance wheels.
Oh, a bigger
for watches. Oh, this is a nice size for small watches. That's great.
That's in its box and everything.
Boy, a lot of things. Oh, and this is for measuring watch hands, like a little watch hand. Really specific for measuring watch hands. Wow, there's just a lot in here.
It's all right. We'll take some good overall pictures at the end here.
Timing washers for the older balance wheels. Mainspring.
Okay.
Insert.
Some really old chemicals. Why don't we share a little chemical and put a little Levin, and then we can put the pictures
more
at the
tools,
end.
yeah.
Oh yeah, this is what's this set?
Oh yeah, this one. Well, pull that out.
Yeah, let me share this a little bit, guys. I mean, some things for us are more exciting because they're newer to us, but they're really going to be new to you.
Oh, roller jewel gauge.
Oh man, look. Now there's a crank.
Oh, for mainspring winder.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Mainspring winder.
Nice wooden box. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Got really nice tools. Wow, his dad really had a lot of nice tools.
He wanted them to come he didn't want to just sell them. Remember he said, I'd rather place them in a home that is long term. That's why we're there for the museum here.
Wow, look at these nice little bottles. I would imagine this is some type of abrasive, like a polishing
Look at that old bottle, huh?
Compound, we got polishing compound.
The cream of the crop is a bag. Give me that bag, because we got a bag.
Oh, little pivot drills.
We got a bag that started this conversation. I just tell you right now. Right? Is it in there? I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, this one says Levin.
Okay, this is the tool Patrick. It says Patrick does not have.
Let me keep that for last.
Okay, give me the. You can just get to the one item because we'll take some pictures.
Okay. Yeah, I'm almost done. Oh yeah, another mainspring winder.
Gosh.
Got a lot. Okay, more parts. Okay, there's still more.
We'll just take pictures.
More parts.
We didn't expect all this.
Yeah, I didn't expect so much. Oh, look, little tiny baskets, cleaning baskets for putting little parts. Oh, God, we could really use
We
those.
always could use those. You got parts, not just one part at a time. We got a lot of parts all at one time, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, of course.
This is what the conversation started about.
Yeah, it started, and actually, I finally got to it. You could.
This is a bag of 8mm.
That's right.
Levin collets. I know everybody goes, oh, they're just tiny little collets like little toys. And you know, they would be. They're actually really, really expensive to get. And especially when they say Levin on them and they look brand new. Wow, what a beautiful treat. Oh.
Wow.
You want to hold one? You can't keep it, you can hold it though. Okay, but let's get to the Levin box because we're going to tie up everybody. People got things to do. We got a video to get to here.
Okay, last thing.
We'll take pictures, but at the end again. I remind you for the third time now. Here it comes. This is what we got from him. He says we don't. Do we have it? We have a lot of Levin. I have everything Levin makes except for their CNC machine that they made.
Okay, I'm really surprised. Okay, when Dave M, he told me, he said, okay, I'm sending you a Levin item that you don't have. I'm like, wow, really? I mean, it's like we have a lot of Levin items.
And he hasn't seen any of them.
Right.
So he's shooting in the dark. And I thought, well, let's see what he's got. You never know.
Yeah, and I said, okay, let's see. And you know what? I mean, we practically have every item Levin has made except for a couple, maybe 2 or 3 tools. And I'm telling you, we do not have this.
Wow.
It's a poising tool. Okay.
Look at the balance. It's got a.
Yeah, it has a little bubble level, so that way, see, you set this on the table and you adjust these 2 legs right here, and so you can perfectly balance this platform. Okay, and then there's 2 jewels right here.
They sure are.
And what you do?
Those I recognize.
Yeah, what you do is, they're knife edge jewels. Okay, and what you do is, this is for watch balances. This is where you want to poise a balance, or the best way to kind of think of it is like, okay, like for your car, when you get new tires on your car, you balance your tires and they put it on that spinner.
Oh, sure.
And they find the heavy and the light sides, and then they add weights. Same concept. You basically put the balance of your watch on here, with the arbor. And then you basically, what I use like a little, like a brush hair, a little strand attached to a stick. So I put the balance there and I just lightly move it. And from it rolling on the jewel edges, you can tell if there's a heavy spot on your balance wheel.
Oh, runs that around.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Because a heavy spot will settle to the bottom. But if it's perfectly balanced, I'll just continue going until it stops.
Can I make a comment? Your dad, Dave, took good care of his tools. Look at the finish. He kept it in the box. He kept it in really good shape.
Right. I mean, really nice. No rust, no corrosion.
Maybe this can end up on Instagram this week or something.
Sure.
Maybe
the finisher here can make it really pretty.
Why do I take on more work? I got nothing else to do. Don't work at me. Well, that's it.
But you know what? I have to say to Dave M., wow, you really surprised us. I had my doubts a little bit.
He couldn't wait for the day to open this box.
Yeah, I said, we have so many Levin tools. I said, that's really difficult to send us a tool that we don't have. And boy.
You don't have it?
We don't have it.
We do now.
Great.
It's in a safe home for good.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody, for viewing our channel. Thank you for subscribing. We appreciate you all very much.
We do.
Next week will be a lot more dynamic than this week, but we'll get through it because that's just what Shop Adventures does.
That's right. Shop Adventures, whatever we do this week.
Come on
and
along
next
and
week.
join the journey. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I see somebody's out here moving into my machine shop, and I'm trying to find out what he's doing, and I do see a very old Bodine motor in front of him. Hi, Patrick.
Hello, guys. Yes, you do see an old Bodine motor, and I love it. I love these older motors because they're so heavy and so pudgy. But just to recap from last week, you saw me. I gave you a little update on our older model Levin Lathe setup, and I had mentioned that I was in the process of getting it all set up and built up, but I ran into the problem with this cord, so I have to take the motor apart to replace the cord because it's too short. And I have the cord here that I got, so I'm all prepared for that. But I thought to myself, I told you guys, well, if I'm going to take this half the motor apart, I might as well take the entire motor apart and also replace the bearings. So I did order the new bearings, which are here. So I'm all prepared to do a full rebuild on this motor. And I thought, because this is an older motor, I thought, this would be really nice to share with you guys. So I'm actually going to record the disassembly. Then I'll be back. I'll share removing the bearings, installing the new bearings, and then I'll film the reassembly. And the disassembly and the reassembly, I'm going to do a time lapse so you don't have to, wait. It'll be really fast and really nice.
Oh, I see the end cap. Oh, that's the motor that sits on that lathe, the Levin Lathe that I've ran for all these years. So I see there's a couple of little end caps on that motor. I guess those are. You want to explain those to me, and then I'm going to have some time here, right? If you approve it, can I have those caps on the end? I want to make them look different because after a few decades, it's time for a new change for me.
Yeah, I noticed over the years it's gotten really stained and all that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Again, these are really unique. You're going to see that when I disassemble this motor. One of the interesting things that's different with this motor as opposed to the new motors is back then, for some reason, they used open style bearings, as opposed to shielded or sealed bearings. And due to that, you'll see a little bit of different, when I pull these end caps off, there's some differences on how they sealed the ends, so that way dirt and debris and stuff wouldn't get into the bearings. So there's a little bit of differences in here. There is another change which you may notice. The main motor sits on this stand, I guess you would call it. And the stand, what separates the stand and the motor are these rubber...
Kind of like a shock absorber.
Yeah, like a shock...
An old-time shock absorber.
Right. So they're like rubber... like these rubber pieces. I'm not sure what you would call them. Okay, but this is what happened. Okay, this motor sits on a track that goes back and forth. And the reason for that is because that way you can adjust the tension on the belt to the lathe headstock. Okay, but what happened over the years is because we live in a really dry climate, these rubber spacers, they dried up and they shrank. And when they shrank, what happened is the stand actually came in and closed in closer to the motor. And then when that happened, the mounting holes, tightened up on the rails. And so what happened was I couldn't move this back and forth anymore. It was really tight. And I always wondered what happened. And then that's when we diagnosed it and realized, well, that's what happened. So when I disassemble this motor, you're going to see I have like 2 washers on this side and then a washer here that I had to add. And they're on every one of these screws. So you'll see that when I disassemble it.
Well, you know what? I know how people can understand what that mount is. You want me to share?
Yeah, please.
Okay, on your transmission, And on your motor engine
Oh,
for
like
your car.
motor mounts,
The
right.
two metals sandwiched with the rubber and sometimes a locking plate. Well, that's what you have there.
That's what you have.
Sorry,
Sure.
that helps.
That's a good analogy. Thanks. Yeah. So yeah, and let's see. Yeah. So there's that. There's the open style bearings, and let's see what else. I'll disassemble it and see what else. Any little surprises we'll see.
All right. Well, that'll be great, Patrick.
All right. I'll be back.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, hey Patrick, we're over here at the press area, huh?
Yes, hi guys. Yeah, you know what, I thought I would show, the bearing removal process. And, okay, I've already removed one. And, you know what, honestly, like I told you, I was only replacing the bearings only because I was replacing the power cord. But you know what, now that I removed one, I'm really glad I'm doing this bearing replacement. But as you can see, the grease guy isn't even soft anymore. And even when I turn it by hand, it's really funny because when the motor was, fully built and I was turning the armature, it felt smooth. But God, now when I'm holding the bearing by itself, I can feel it's not smooth at all. So it's really deceiving. So I'm so happy that we're replacing the bearings. So I thought I'd share,
Hey, can I stop? Now that you have that bearing out, can you just show the two sides, the different sides of that bearing? Is that something that's okay to do? Because you shared it with me, but maybe you could...
Yeah, you know what? I thought, when I ordered the bearings, I removed the caps off the motor, both caps on both sides, so I can get the size of the bearings of the model, the part number of the bearings. And I just saw, the open face, and I thought, okay, they're open bearings. But then when I took the motor apart, and what you probably noticed on the disassembly, it does have a shield on one side. So a shield on one side and open on the other. So what they did is they install the bearings to where the shields are on the inside. See, if we look at the existing one that's still installed, see, it has a shield. Both shields are facing inside, and then it's open on the outside.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
So, okay. And how I do this, I always use a press to remove the bearings off of the armature, and I just use one of these bearing plates, and I'll do it right here. Yeah, you never know about the bearings, until you actually remove the bearings and really, feel it for yourself. I really thought the bearings weren't too bad. Okay, that should be good. Okay. Okay, make sure it's free. Okay. Put my little Delrin block on here so I don't damage anything.
Yeah, no problem with that one, huh?
Oh yeah, I love this press. It makes this job so easy. And there we go. Now we've got both bearings out. Okay, I'll be back when I'm ready to install the new bearings.
All right. Thank you, Patrick.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, we're in the machine shop, and Lance has some updates for us.
I do indeed. Okay, I guess I'm going to start with the shed. Is that right, Patrick?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay. So, I said, and we showed last week, me walking out to that big old shed. I didn't have much of a flower garden to walk by. I don't, that is a desert flower garden. Sand pit. Okay.
We do have little animals like rabbits,
Oh,
squirrels,
and the little chipmunks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and rabbits and birds, all kinds of birds. It's true.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. Lizards. Okay. So I went out there and I'm looking around, and what I had done, and I'd already started on it when we filmed it anyway, but I had been started back to work on it. And then it rained for a couple weeks and we had some big flood issues here. We saved ourselves in our workshop barely. That's the lowest point and the most dangerous point around here. We knew that. So I'm out there, I'm looking, I go, well, you know what, I'm good things. So I went ahead, and Pat wasn't watching, so I went ahead and splurged. I went ahead and I got online, and I did something, and I'm trying to make amends with wood, because, wood and I, we just don't get along, as we've talked about a lot. Okay, so what I did was, and I'm going to blame it on, doing these videos for you guys, is the work, I'm sorry, I was going to call it the finishing shop, but one of the viewers who's now pinned to the top of the page for last week's video decided to call it the grinding hut.
Oh, and we can't get it out of our mind anymore.
Once we got off the floor laughing so hard because I went from a delicate, fine finishing operation to some kind of a hacksaw shop. Sorry. Anyway, I liked it. We thought it was
we loved
funny.
the name, yeah.
We just having the time of our lives. But that became the excuse. So what I did was I went ahead and did a white veneer paneled 3/4 inch internal plywood, white oak, bright bleached white oak, so that it's because I want a natural wood finish, and the finishing shop should have natural wood finishes and never a colored paint, in our way of thinking. And that way we can always just resand it as it gets dirty. But I went ahead and did something. I got online and I didn't have any finishing wood, and I don't know wood well, but I'm just going to share. And I want to line the inside and all these angles and everything. So and now there's lines where the bolt screws are all, where I've put all the screws in and all that stuff to mount those panels out there in the ceiling and everything. So I'm lining it in red oak. So I'm putting kind of a medium red oak trimming system, about 1x3s or whatever, and some 1x4s, all around the inside of that grinding hut, and that way it'll stand out good on the bright white oak. So I just want to share that with you. That's that update. And then in front of me, you see I've got some neat looking goodies, huh, Patrick?
Oh yeah, a lot of little goodies.
This came in the mail, this box, and I thought, oh look, maybe Pat got me a new wristwatch, new old stock or something, found some vintage thing somewhere. Goody. Well, what had happened was a couple videos ago, a little while back now, I held up a bag of parts for Levin, and we were down to the Levin. That's what's in front of me here, by the way. These just Levin parts. I held up a bag that had all this in it, and this is what ended up happening. Now that we're done with Levin, and we have the new parts came in, part of them were already here, so I've already installed them, or we've already reinstalled them. And this is what ended up happening. Out of about 10 Levin accessories, and taking care of them over the past 2 decades. So after 20 years, I said, oh, we're probably going to have to spend another $500. We had already spent $600 for the parts to fix up the machines because we can't have tight turning. And we've talked about tight lead screws and stuff like that. It needs to be a smooth flow. And it also, backlash, as you machine guys know, backlash is just the devil's advocate around machine shops. It just is. And it happens in CNC machines too. Don't kid yourselves. We are very aware, right, Patrick?
Yes.
Anyway, that's an inside joke someday. Okay, so what I did was, I decided, so what we did was, so this was every part. So after 2 decades, I thought we'd spend another $500 because we'd already spent $600. Times do change. This second package that came with just this little bit of parts, which are the parts you see here in these packages, I don't want to open them. I want them to be kept in a very clean state, right, Patrick?
Right, we don't want to open parts until we're
ready
to install them. Right?
They're little threads, they're little parts. I can't drop them on the floor. I can't have foreign objects in contact with them, little fragments of wood or what have you. In order to keep this all smooth and you remove any backlash. So what I thought was a few $100, well, it turns out the total deal, so here's the deal. After 2 decades, all these little parts are all done because we took care of our machinery, and this is a valuable thing. We took care of it so well that it only cost us $2,000 worth of parts. That is all I got for my money. That and a few parts I've already put in. But what you see right here, basically that and that was $2,000. Can you imagine?
Okay, actually, we were a little shocked ourselves. But then, after we settled down and we realized, after 2 decades and being for business use only, it's really not that bad if you look at it from that perspective.
But when you look at it from a financial accountant's point of view over here, I probably wouldn't have ordered the oak wood. But I did anyway. It's all because I wanted to give you brighter room to work in with the filming.
But it is crazy, though. It reminds you, that just because it's smaller doesn't necessarily mean it's cheaper. Sometimes it's the other way around.
Yeah, and I know Patrick wants to mention this, right, about the machining these.
Right, because we were talking about it because I first got a quotation from Levin. See, when you call Levin, you tell them the parts you need. They check their inventory, make sure they have the parts in stock, and then they give you the pricing on everything. So we got a quotation first, and we were just shocked, and we were like, oh my God, maybe we can make a few of these parts ourselves. Because we are capable of making, some of these parts.
Oh, and we found the supplier for this. I know who they are.
Right. And they use Boston gear a lot.
It's
right?
Boston gear. We just have to alter them to fit your need.
Exactly.
But there's a reality here. Would you like us to make a product sometime in our lifetime, or would you like me to leave it for the next generation too? Right. I have to get to work. We're not in the machinery building business. So we just, in this case, we want to keep moving on our designs, right, Patrick? And we want to we got a lot of other tools to get ready before we can even begin making cuts, but, well, maybe not. Maybe something's going to be surprising everyone very shortly. I don't like to be the man of surprises too often. Life is a surprise, but I enjoy doing it. Anyway, all of this $2,000 has nothing to do with the pull-out series under education, which Patrick is going to do. And I'm just holding one of the spindles because I'm actually have it out here right now. I have to completely mask this thing off, and I have to change this finish. We're not gonna live with this finish because these live spindles are not part of our rebuild. They're separate. These are very expensive because remember all that money I just talked about, that included new bearings for every one of those. Because remember, we don't do any disassembly and reassembly without new bearings ever.
Right.
Never will. If it's my last dime, that's what we'll do. So the spindle's got to be rebuilt anyway. But this is part of the pull-out series, right, Patrick? So educational ones. So I just brought it out here because I'm doing a finish on it to give it to him before he takes it apart. So I don't want to do that finish afterward. So I'm doing it now. And that's it for me.
And that's it.
That's all I have today. Okay, well, thank you for stopping by. And I think I'll take you guys out to the shed maybe in a week or so, huh?
Great.
What do we call it?
The grinding hut.
The grinding hut. Instead of the finishing shop. Okay, guys, thanks.
Thank you, Lance.
Oh no. Oh boy. Well, this is what happens when you film the very same week you're putting your videos up, isn't it, Patrick?
Yeah, we actually have no buffers. This week is it. And we have no choice. I wish we had buffers when these things happen. Okay, let me tell you you saw me disassemble the motor. that went perfect, as you saw. Sometimes, they can get a little difficult, especially old motors that haven't been disassembled for years. They can get pretty tough, but this disassembled pretty easily, to tell you the truth. And then you saw me remove one of the bearings. That went pretty smooth as well. Okay, but where the problem came is after I did that, after I removed the bearings, I have the armature here, as you can see.
Oh, the one with those pretty shiny ends on it. Look at that. I wonder where, they didn't look that nice when it came out of there.
Lance did polish the shafts for me because they're so dirty.
Let's get some zoom going in here. Just kidding.
Okay. So my next step was to replace the cord. Okay, and as I've mentioned to you guys, this cord's too short. So I had ordered a new cord to make it longer, but I goofed. I screwed up, and where I screwed up was just out of habit. Because it's a shunt wound motor, this older motor, it requires a 5-conductor wire cord, and just out of habit, I ordered 3 conductor, and it really upsets me because when we did the little micro drill press, that uses a shunt wound motor as well. But instead of a 1/8 horsepower, it's a little tiny 1/15 horsepower motor. And I used the last bit of 5-conductor cord for that. So, just out of, we're ordering so many items to wrap up these last remaining projects, huh, Lance?
Yeah, I can prove it.
We were both. last week last week and this week we ordered so much, just trying to wrap up all these little last projects. So anyway, just out of habit, I ordered 3-conductor, and let me explain. Maybe some people don't understand. Are seeing a shunt wound motor. Let me kind of describe it for you. Okay, what I also have here, this isn't actually part of the motor. This is another motor. This is actually a permanent magnet DC motor, or what they refer to as a PMDC motor. And this actually belongs to our newer Levin Lathe setup. Okay, and what's really interesting, this is kind of funny. Okay, these are both from the same manufacturer, being Bodine. And what's funny is they're both 1/8 horsepower motors, and they're both DC motors, but guys, look at the size difference. Okay, but one of the differences you can immediately see is that the newer motor has permanent magnets for the field. So you can see that. So it's really simple. There's no wires, just 2 magnets for the field. You got that, Lance?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then as you can see, for the older motor, which is a shunt wound motor, you can see instead of magnets, there's actually field windings. And then there's 2 conductors, and the 2 conductors is for providing power, DC power, and that's basically how you're creating that field, kind of like a magnet. Okay, what this looks like when it's powered is it looks like 2 magnets, just like here. Okay, and in normal operation, this would take, I think, 100 DC volts. And that's a constant DC volts. And for the armature, I believe it's 0 to 90 DC volts, depending on the speed. 90 volts being full power, full speed. Okay? And if you look at the armature end of the 2 motors, they're really identical. See, so you've got this is the cap on the older motor. So there's a cord that comes through. See, and you can see 2 of the conductors go to the brushes, and then the brushes, is what, I'll bring this over, make it easy. So the 2 brushes ride on the commutator, which powers armature windings. Okay, so you've got the 2 conductors, 2 wire conductors for the brushes. You got these 2 conductors which tie into the shunt or the field windings, and then you got the 5th conductor for ground. Okay, whereas the permanent magnet DC motor, we just have the 2 wires for the brushes, so 2 conductors for the brushes, and then just the 3rd wire for the motor ground. And that's what confused me. Just out of habit, I ordered 3-conductor cord, and I really need the 5-conductor cord. And yeah, and there's no way around it. Yeah, you know what? I could rig this up and wire it temporarily, but as you can see, I have to actually solder the connections onto the brushes, and I just rather do it right. So unfortunately, my wish was to show you guys our older Levin Lathe setup in full operation mode.
It was to be a surprise from
Yeah,
me.
it was gonna-
That was what we were building up to today.
Yeah. So unfortunately, this is on hold. This Monday, I'm gonna order the 5-conductor cord, and we'll just when that comes in, I'll continue back onto this motor. So in next week's video, you're gonna see the installation of the bearings, the new cord installation, and then the assembly of the motor. And then once this motor's done, then I'm just gonna pop up at the Levin Lathe setup and show it to you in full operation mode. And then we'll probably do some test cuts just to show you it working.
Yeah, we were really excited to get to share this little surprise of making it run for you, just to show that we can make some chips around
Yeah.
here. So we're a little sad. It is Shop Adventures. It is real time.
Yeah.
And we're just going to add this in with some other stuff next week. So
Yeah.
we'll pick it up. This week's going to be a little on the weak side from it. That's the way it is, but we will always put out our video for you.
Right. Next week is going to be action packed.
Oh boy, because we can't stop the progress.
Yeah.
We got to move forward. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Patrick.
Oh, thank you, Lance. Okay, I think Lance has been busy working on those motor end caps. Let's see how he's doing on those.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome back, by the way. Yeah, I did. Mentioned I wanted to do something because I have to stare at these all the time when we operate the Levin lathe there. And, we have a guy that we watch, and what led to this is actually kind of funny. We have a guy we follow, and it actually dates back nearly about 7 years. He bought a import lathe, and later on we bought that very same model of import lathe, only he was smarter than us. He sold his. we had to refurbish ours from a brand new machine point of view, and it's pretty accurate today, but it's only a support machine, not a production machine for us. Okay, but this is that. I'm going to tell you who it is. It's I don't think I don't know him. We just know from following him. It's just Ray's Garage. He's in Northern California. He built a fancy pants house, has one of them fancy swimming ponds, and
a nice new workshop.
Oh boy, it's a beautiful workshop, and he has a fancy boat. They even go out on the lake all the time. I don't know when he has time to machine anything, but anyway, no, we're kidding him. He's a nice guy. It's Ray's Garage. And he has a Wilton Vice he was doing, another one of them fancy things, And it's funny because there's an end cap on the back end of a Wilton Vice, all the Wilton Vice, the Baby Vice, and all of them. I think they all have it, right, Patrick? There's a cap for the nuts in there. There's nuts inside of there, right?
Exactly. I know what you're talking about.
You know which one. And everybody's done a Wilton Vice rebuild and all that. So he's doing one. So he gets to the end, and he's got this little cap, and he's gonna make it look like chrome, he said. So, it didn't look as bad as mine did when I started.
Uh-oh, I can hear some competition coming.
Yeah. Well, no, Ray's a good guy. You know what it is. It's just that I just wanted to show Ray what I did to my 2 motor end caps, because I don't have a fancy Wilton Vice to compete with him. I don't have anything like that. So my poor Bodine motor end caps would have to do the trick. So this is what he was referring to, I think. This is what Ray's Garage should be calling chrome. We're just, see, they're before, after. They're really pretty. I spent that's what you do on Saturday nights when you're a nerd. This is what you do for,
oh yeah.
You spend your night in the machine shop polishing pretty stuff with really fancy chemicals and stuff. Anyway.
Oh yeah, that is really shiny.
And that cap goes here, in this baby here. See, it sits on this end when it's done. That's basically what it is. These bearings inside of here, that's the open end of the bearing, right? It's a dust cover, basically. Okay.
It's like a cover, yeah.
We love Ray's Garage. Don't kid yourselves. I love this YouTube community so much, and I just watched his video this week, and he's got a great video on the Wilton Vice. It's a part of a series. So I just thought I'd shoot it out to him. I mean, I don't know Ray. I just know we've liked his channel for a long time. So anyway, thank you. Just wanted to share.
Oh, no, thanks, Lance.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you leave us one of those comments, maybe we have something we can answer. We will never leave a question unanswered. Thank you.